Alright. What's up, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of iCast, your freaking awesome replays. We've got ICYFAR up here in the top right side of the map, and the opponent in the bottom left, it's Dr. Bunhead. Now, this one's actually an older replay that came from the weird harassment challenge. I gave people a really flexible challenge for this one. I said, get out there on the StarCraft ladder and just show me your unique version of harassing your opponent, making them uncomfortable and frustrating them in the game. And we already saw some ridiculous and weird kind of methods of doing that before, but I can't wait to see what's in store. Now, obviously, one of these players usually is just an unsuspecting ladder opponent. I imagine Affenbrot, that name does look familiar to me, so it might be someone from the community that I'm familiar with. They're already sending an SCV across to block the expansion. Bunhead says, screw it, I'll just go take a third base, mate. Not my favorite verse Terror in the third base. They've got Reapers and Hellions early, but actually, very good move by Bunhead. Bunhead sends another drone to the expansion, says, you chased me, get my expansion on location. Gas goes down, no doubt a spawning pool soon to follow that as well. Wait, you're not gonna go 3-hatch. What are you doing, mate? Don't you dare. Don't, Bunhead, no. No, Bunhead, no. Affenbrot is building a barracks behind the expansion. Remember, a hatchery when it's building only has very limited vision. And it looks like the drone is being pulled back. Okay, good choice. Bunhead is not absolutely insane, thankfully. Otherwise, he'd be in a lot of trouble. Affenbrot's going for a barracks at home and a barracks on the other side of the map as well. And oh, the drone even finds it, realizing, hey, this dude's up to no good. Bunhead gets a good angle. It should be able to take that SCV out. Oh, this is a shutdown, man. That's a shutdown. Bunhead is all over this opening. Bunhead's like, yeah, weird harassment. More like, get out of my game, idiot. You know, it's funny I say stuff like that sometimes. Sometimes people are like, well, why are you so aggressive? Like, you just did a strategy, you did harassment. But that's honestly what I feel like when I'm playing and someone tries to throw me off my game. I'm like, F you! There's this aggressive competitiveness that comes out of me when I'm playing against this sort of stuff. Looks like Bunhead maybe not the aggressive, more the scratch his head and is like, what are you trying to do, dude? I'm so confused right now. Affenbrot's like, oh yeah? Well, I'm going to send another SCV out. And you could tell Bunhead was watching the Overlord, so they see the extra SCV come out. Affenbrot's like, yeah, well, maybe that's the point. And I hope for you it is, says Bunhead. Okay, Bunhead may be falling into the cocky trap. You got to be careful. You can't get too cocky. It's a good start, but no drones building right now. Bunhead's building 6 lings because they see another SCV coming, which is good for defending that. They're going ling speed and a third base, but they actually are supply blocked on 28 with only 19 drones. And that's a big issue. On the other hand, Bunhead has pulled off gas, which is a pretty advanced move considering I imagine this is like Platinum, maybe Diamond League. I don't know exactly. Are you threatening me? Says Affenbrot. Bunhead's like, no. What are you talking about, man? Don't get distracted, Bunhead. I think Bunhead's one of these people who's way too nice. And basically when their opponent's cheesing them, they chat it way too much. They have a bit of back and forth, a little bit of banter with them. And Bunhead's just like, yeah, okay, nice. Sure. All right. A proxy factory's on the way, and a factory at home. There's nothing to defend this expansion. Those lings could definitely ruin the opening here of Affenbrot. Behind it, Bunhead's droning up that third base, giving some much-needed lava production. There's already a bit of creep spreading out as well. 3 Overlords will unsupply block them as well. These lings going to come in and find something, but with Hellions about to pop, it's only a limited amount of damage they can do. Affenbrot's going to try and save the Drilly Boy. He says, run, Drilly Boy, go free. Much like releasing a caged bird into the wild, this SCV is finding, just like those videos where someone lets their little, you know, rabbit that they've saved and nursed back to health free, and then obviously the eagle swoops in and kills it before it even makes it to the first bush. We've all seen that video on the internet. That's basically what just happened to that SCV. He's like, run free. You can have a break, SCV. You don't need to do any more drilling of those minerals all day. And he's like, oh, yay. Gets torn to pieces by a pack of Zerglings. Overlords are on the way right now. Bunhead is on 3 queens. Fusion cores on the way. So Affenbrot is... I imagine we rally Hellions in from here. It has to be Hellions or Widow Mines with the reactor. So it's going to be Hellion... I think it's going to be like maybe Mass Hellion Battlecruiser Harassment. Definitely, especially coming off a proxy, is going to create some real weirdness in this game. Bunhead's kind of in control for now, keeping Affenbrot pinned back, doing a lot of spammy clicky clicks. You can tell this Zerg does like to spam their face off a little bit. They've got pretty good creep. Drone advantage is up to 14 worker advantage, which is very healthy. If the Zerg takes this worker advantage any further, they're going to be out of control. 6 Hellions coming across the map, but with 20 more Zerglings on the way, that's going to be almost 30 Zerglings. That should be more than enough to surround 6 Hellions. Looks like Hellions are building from the main base, but Widow Mines are building out of the natural, not the natural, what do we call this? The proxy. The hidden little secret off on the side of the map. And oh, that Overlord's so close to seeing them, but not quite. But not quite close enough. Lair is on the way as well as 6 more drones. I'd like to see a Roach Warren. That'd be pretty cool. This Overlord's going to go back to the pillar. Affenbrot's single Marine pushing it back. Trying to create a little bit of space. Advanced ballistic. Wait, it's not even battle cruisers. Affenbrot is going range liberators. You so rarely see this anymore. They don't have as much range as they used to, and the maps are generally better designed, so they aren't as abusive. There's like plenty of space behind the mineral, so your queens can usually walk up and defend it. But if you're not used to dealing with it, you could definitely struggle. Nice scan to take care of that. The Zerglings are trying to come in. Oh, some of the Lings actually ran past. Look at this. The Lings are all running in from every side right now, trying to get in for big run buys. But Affenbrot's like, dude, if you're just going to keep massing Lings and trying to force them in, I'm just going to keep my Bernie cars at home. It turns out flamethrowers are pretty good at getting rid of Zerglings. Roach Warren is on the way, probably a good choice there for Bunhead as that Hellion count grows. And it looks like Widow Mines are ready to start waltzing in from this left side of the map. Bunhead spots it for a second, maybe doesn't notice it though. And these Widow Mines are just burrowing in random places. Okay, gonna start walking in with these 2 Widow Mines into the natural. Bunhead is like, oh, what the hell? I mean, this is a Spore Crawler. You can fight this with drones. You just want to make sure you don't clump them up for it. Don't clump them up. Don't clump them up. 1 drone. And 2 more on that. I mean, 3 drone kills is totally acceptable. Oh, but the drones ran away from the Widow Mines and the Hellions came in and roasted them. Oh, Affenbrot is being a naughty boy right now. Trying to also take double command center behind this. I mean, this damage is so necessary because Affenbrot's economy sucks. Isn't even building SCVs behind this. Desperately needs to queue up like 10 SCVs on those 2 command centers. But the range liberator is coming in behind it. So Affenbrot, because they're doing so much tech and so little economy, they're trying to supercharge their economy behind it, but they've forgotten to build SCVs. So it's like, it's still not really supercharging the economy. They need to do so much damage because Bunhead's on 54 workers on full base. Widowmine gets in there. Looks like that one didn't get a single kill. This Widowmine got 2 kills. There's no... Oh, okay, just killed 1 more thing. Oh no, the aliens are here as well. Oh my god, there's no roaches, there's no Zerglings. Oh god, the drones are spazzing out. They're all dying. They've got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The Hellions having a bit of a party in this base. They roast a few more and they do pull back. Liberator comes on the left, gets a drone, wastes a bunch of mining time, but a Spore Crawler goes up. Good response, dude. Bunhead's pretty good. I think this must be a diamond game. I don't think this is plat. With how quick Bunhead's reacting, the creep, the injects, like all this sort of stuff, I think this has got to be a diamond 2 game or something like that. Affenbrot, though, keeping things messy with the harassment. Command centers are there. Engineering bays on the way behind it. 2nd and 3rd factory coming in. Are there any more libs on the map? We didn't just build 1 liberator with range. Why is this 2nd liberator so late? Affenbrot's struggling with the macro and still has not queued up a single extra SCV. So Affenbrot has not queued an SCV in about 3 minutes for this game. That is a big issue. Widowmine's going to come on in. They've been queued to burrow in the base, I'm pretty sure, but it looks like that one will go down. They both go down before they can burrow. These 2 Widowmines, though, say, haha, those 2 were but a distraction. Hellions on the right, clearing up the creep up there. Widowmines are going to burrow. The drone's going to run the Hellions, say, broom, broom, burn, burn, broom, broom, burn, burn. Ooh, they don't manage to get much just yet, but there's not much else defending. Oh my god, there's 32 drones stacked on this base already. About 4 or 5 workers died in the retreat. Good drone attack there. The drones do get some good surface area on those Hellions, and while some drones die, I mean, it's been 30 in total, the Zerg economy is still way better if they can stabilize. But look at that. Liberator comes in from the right as well, making it really annoying to re-drone here, and oh man, a bunch of Zerglings do go down. The Overseer's clearing it up. We've got Roach Speed and Burrow on the way. Bunhead is looking a-okay. It looks like 5 more SCVs got queued up, by the way. Affenbrot's gone from 32 to 37 and then immediately, promptly stops building SCVs for the rest of this game because Affenbrot is just trying to harass their opponent to death. And this definitely fits under the category of weird harassment. I love it. Widowmine's trying to come in the natural right now. Ooh. Oh. Okay, roaches and queens are nearby. The drones will stop that one. But it's the amount of panic and reactions and franticness that Affenbrot has to do. And look, he's attacking his own spawning pool right now. He does take out that Widowmine before it can fire, but once again, Liberator Hellions in behind the 3rd base. The Hellions are fighting drones right now. That's so bad for the drones. Liberator comes in from the left side. This time, unfortunately, it's not actually in range of anything. The Hellions are still roasting and toting. You can tell at this point, Bunhead it's not that Bunhead can't deal with this, it's that Bunhead's brain is overwhelmed. Bunhead's like, and is just freaking out a little bit. It's still re-droning. The roaches are cleaning up the Hellions, but it's taking damage every single time. And at no point have we seen Bunhead realize, hey, Widowmines keep walking in from that side. If they just clear this factory up, or left a pack of units here, they could remove a problem. But it feels like their army count's so low, they're never really in position enough to completely deal with anything. Now, that Liberator could get corrosive biled from the edge, but I think you need to move the Spore Crawler out of the way to be able to reach it. I don't know if those biles are there. Oh, good biles. They do hit. And up to 57 workers, double Evo on the way. Hydra Den's down. The Widowmine's going to get taken out. Funhead absolutely holding right now. Still has a much bigger bank. And in the last 5 minutes of this game, Affenbrot has built only 8 SCVs. Make that 12. It's actually built a few more there, but he's only building them in dribs and drabs. We've got Blue Flame on the way, Siege Tanks, Liberators, Hellions, all sorts of more traditional mech units are joining the fray. The Roaches and the Ravagers are okay for now. They can definitely beat these Hellions in a fight. The Hellions probably want to get the hell out of there. Tax his own Creep Tumor in a little bit of panic. Lurker Den's on the way as well as an Infestation Pit. I feel like Bunhead needs to do a little bit more stabilizing before they think about Hive Tech and Lurkers. What the hell just happened there, guys? Did he just... Oh, I think the Widowmine just killed the Ravager. Trying to make... There we go. Finally, 22 Roaches and 2 Ravagers are on the way. That should be more than enough to deal with this, especially if a few Overseers make. If this Overseer goes down, I worry that Bunhead's brain is going to break. They're not going to remake it. Bunhead also does not have gas mining on the 3rd, nor the 4th base. Means even though there's a good gas bank for now, that will not last. 12 more drones are building, though. And, of course, Affenbrot's economy build-up is not really on the same caliber. That being said, does it need to be when you've got harassment like this? Coming up to 57, 60 workers killed. The Zerg just not able to ever put any pressure on the Terran not able to put any, Zerg not able to put any pressure on the Terran side of the map. Tripping over my words here. I'm so excited watching all this fun harassment, man. Liberator's going to come in behind the 3rd again. Biles try to hit it, but they are not done just right. Even though you saw it coming, he's going to rely on the Queens to defend. The Queens are a bit far away. Does pull the drones back. Bunhead can defend this. Put some creep down, but... No, you gotta send the Queens in. Oh no, Bunhead thought the Queens were defending, but then told them to spread creeps. They weren't actually defending. That one gets kind of nudged close enough. Looks like it does go down. Liberator's gonna miss that corrosive bile. It's gonna dodge that. It's gonna dance back and forth here, trying to find more damage. Behind it, you can see the production tab is looking a little bit more like a normal production tab for Affenbrot. Tanks, Libs, Hellions, Cyclones. Still Widowmine's building on the left of the map, though, and they're starting to just spread everywhere. And that can be very frustrating to deal with. The Ravagers going around the left side, just keeping Bunhead from exploding. I feel like Bunhead could have exploded economically by this point, but no, all the drones are hiding from the Liberator up here, and they present themselves to the Hellions. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's going to be almost 100 workers killed, right? Yeah, we're up to 94 workers killed now. Oh, my gosh. Oh, gosh. That is so gross, man. Widowmine's coming in the left. They're going to try and move in towards that natural expansion. Oh, no. There's 16 drones stacked on this base. And there's a big rally of drones as well. The drones are going to turn and fight. It's going to take them forever to kill these Widowmines. The Widowmines aren't burrowing, though. Watch out. That one's going to burrow. That one's going to burrow. Oh, the Ravager kills it just in time. Thankfully, that Spore looks like it was just in detection range. Oh, my lord. This is a stressful scenario for the Zerg player right now. I'm getting stressed out just watching it. 2-2 upgrades and Hive are on the way, though. With Vipers and Lurkers coming out, I still think the Zerg can absolutely get back in this, but tank count's growing. We've got ship weapons, mag field, the 4th base is going out. Affenbrot actually has 63 workers as well, which is not a bad economy. And the double Lib harass. That's still just changelings in the bottom right, guys. The Liberators come in and start blasting a bunch of these drones. Lava going down as well. Queen's going to try and deal with it. The Queen will fall, but the Ravager Bile actually didn't quite land flush. Spore Crawler takes it out, though. Both Liberators fall. Command Center is trying to float away. And you got to say, Roach Hydra's got to be the better comp here, right? There's no Hydra grooved spines upgrade, guys. And look at this building. Oh, no. The Queens are trying to get into the main. The Roach Hydra's trying to get out. This building placement is appallingly bad. It's really clumping the units up and getting them stuck on each other. I don't know who wins this game. Battle cruisers are being built now as well. I mean, I always feel like the psychological damage for the Zerg is usually too hard to overcome. You gotta remember, Hive just wrecks mech. If Bunhead just makes a pack of Vipers right now, like 3 Vipers with that 700 gas, starts abducting Cyclones, Widowmines out of the ground, Battlecruise, anything you get with the value on the Vipers. Really beautiful. Cyclones getting a bit of chip damage there. More Widowmines running in from the left. Still, at no point has Bunhead dealt with that factory. How? How is that factory just allowed to do this? You know, you can tell it's just something the Zergs never experienced and their brain's not thinking about it. They must be thinking these Widowmines are just running across the map. They don't realize they're coming from a proxy. Oh no, the drone's quite clumped up. Does take some nasty hits there. A few queens go down. The Roach Hydra getting chased back by the Cyclones. Roach Hydra could actually fight that in a pitched battle. Affenbrot has to do hit and run tactics. You do not want to stand and fight against this. It's a lot of Cyclones. There are a bunch of siege tanks behind it. It's going to need to pull back behind the siege tanks and the planetaries. Affenbrot standing and fighting, not a good idea, but the tank volley lands and the Roach Hydra has to respect that. Dr. Bunhead has a giant army. Could easily clean up this left of the map because all the tanks are situated on the right and in the natural in the main. But Bunhead still struggling with the Widow Mines that just keep coming in. These Widow Mines firing again. Needs to build a Spore Crawler or get an Overseer over there. The Spore Crawler will move over to deal with that. And hopefully those Roaches actually are in range though. They're all on move command past it. Finally, that's getting dealt with. I mean, I feel like at this point, I would have built like 4 Spine Crawlers and a Spore Crawler over here. Because I'm like, well, this angle just keeps getting hit by Widow Mines. Like, we got to do something about it. If I keep select all armying my army into one location, maybe we should just set up some static defense. Normally not the best, investment static defense, but there's scenarios where it makes a lot of sense. And right now is one of them. Only 50 drones for Bunhead, guys. Bunhead has a giant army, but that economy has completely stopped and didn't use Hive Tech for anything other than +3 attack. Hasn't made Lurkers, hasn't actually made Lurker upgrades, hasn't made Vipers. That's a big problem. Lurkers would wreck this Hellion Cyclone army. The Roach Hydra Ravager runs into it. That's a big Zerg army, man. The tank's there, but there's a planetary to back it up. That planetary's gonna help a lot. This tank in the back behind the wall-off will do well. Nice Roach Hydra split. Bunhead takes out these 2 tanks at the front. The 1 tank behind, though, is doing legendary work, and I like the hell that Cyclone falls back. I don't think you can push in any deeper. Those tanks are shooting you from deep outside of your range. Oh no, Bunhead balling up to the maximum. Bunhead had such a promising start to the fight and then moves into the meat grinder. Gets a few more tanks. But if they just moved left, they could have cleared all that economy out. They could have taken that base out. You're on 6 bases. Opponent's on three if you knock out the 4th. Does get a nice triple bile there. Takes out 2 siege tanks. Not too bad. But remember, Bunhead hasn't been replacing their economy. They never put back on gas here. They never put back on gas down here. They're now trying to fix the economy. And isn't this just the most classic Zerg thing? Your opponent harasses you enough. You completely stop macroing because you feel too much stress. You go for 1 big YOLO attack, and then only when your whole army's dead, you go, oh shit, I better fix my economy. But even then, it's like, oh no, we're still not fighting for this gas. Try to go for another Roach Ravager assault. I think Affenbrot basically just did the kind of, the Florencio style Terran, the mech Terran that harasses you. Eventually, Zerg gets impatient, shoves their army into the meat grinder, and that's what you were waiting for the whole time. As a Terran, your goal with the harassment is to make the siege tank meat grinder look attractive. You basically have to create such a hell on earth for the Zerg player with this weird harassment that the idea of sticking their hand inside a goddamn, one of those machines that makes mincemeat. What do you call that? A meat grinder? That's literally what it's called, right? Sticking your hand into a meat grinder has to look like an attractive option. And I gotta say, after losing that many drones, I'm not surprised. 105 drone kills. Well played, Affenbrot. Thank you for this lovely display of absolutely disgusting Terran pressure. And remember, this all started with the, what the hell is this? What are you doing? Bunhead was just like, I'm confused. But remember, if your opponent thrives in confusion, you've got to stay focused. GG, well played. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to drone replays in for the up-to-date ICYFAR challenges. You can see them over on my Twitch channel. And I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye and good night.